Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may happen to be around the world. For me, it's good evening. I'm coming at you from Encore Boston Harbour in Boston. It's kind of funny to see the 23rd of September on the ticker there when it's still only the 22nd of September over here. It's 10 p.m. over here Eastern Time, which on Monday night, which means it is 10 a.m. Tuesday there in Macau or Manila or wherever most of you are. Most of you are in that time zone. And now the shoe is on the other foot. I'm at the evening, and Oscar's in the daytime. Come in, Oscar. There he is.
Hi.
So you get to pay me back for those times in Spain. But in Spain, you had to get up at, I guess it was 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something.
I used to wake up at 3 a.m. to be ready for 4.
Very
For 4
nice,
a.m.
very nice. Now that's the other way around. You're in the office. I'm here in Boston at the moment. So yes, very good. Well, I was in Lisbon last week, close to your home country. I'm sure I flew over it at some point, and see you when I get back to Macau.
I heard it was also too hot, no? There in Lisbon.
In Lisbon.
Really?
Oh, and yes, it was quite warm in Lisbon. Yes, it wasn't too bad, but yes, it was quite warm. But it was pleasant. It was pleasant.
Okay.
Better than Barcelona at ice time. That's too cold.
Okay. Okay.
All
So
right,
see you.
Oscar. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, Oscar always helps out with these broadcasts. Okay, so this is an unusual time. Normally, I'm broadcasting Fridays at 10 a.m., but last Friday at 10 a.m. I couldn't do it because the bandwidth was just not there at where we were staying. The bandwidth's a bit better here, being in a nice hotel, so that's great. And of course, Oscar mentioned Lisbon. The whole gang were in Lisbon last week. So after the IAG Expo, which was an exhausting week for us all, and we did the live streaming show. Ben and I did that on the Friday. Must have been the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, Friday the 12th of September. We headed back to Macau along with Hannah Ganajay Stewart, our editor for Complete iGaming. She'd never been to Macau before. And we had a day in Macau on the Saturday. And then on Sunday, we all flew, myself, Ben, Jadeson, and Hannah all flew to Lisbon. And we spent last week in Lisbon and going to the SBC show, which was surprisingly good. Nothing against SBC there, but the iGaming world isn't really a world that IAG has covered a lot in the past. But we do now have our Complete iGaming brand, which Hannah's in charge of as editor. And I did go to that show last year as well. And it was much better this year than it was last year for us. Perhaps that's a reflection of our increasing knowledge in iGaming rather than the show improving itself, or perhaps a bit of both. But yeah, I thought the show was quite good, the SBC Summit. So there was a good educational part. I spoke on a panel, and there were a lot of exhibitors there, and we walked around the show and met with a lot of people. Quite impressive. So that was in Lisbon last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then on Friday, we all flew somewhere. Where did I fly? I just flew to to Boston. That's right. No, I flew. No, I didn't. I flew to Porto. That's right. I flew to Porto on Friday. Stayed in Porto one night, and then on Saturday night flew to Boston. Spent a day in Porto. My first time in Porto, I was very impressed. I walked around. For those of you who've been to Porto before, it's a walking town. Lots of hills. Lots of good exercise. And walked up and down the hills, and very beautiful there on the Douro River, and yeah, I quite enjoyed my one day in Porto, and then over here to Boston. My first time to Encore Boston Harbour. Obviously a Wynn property. You can see in the background that it's a Wynn property just from the furnishings and the chair and the carpet. They got me in a very nice room here. So I've been here. I got in on Saturday night. I was here Saturday night, Sunday night, and now tonight's Monday night. And then tomorrow I'll be off to Las Vegas. Right, so that's got you up to date with the travel. And then I'll be in Las Vegas actually for a long time, about 4 weeks in Las Vegas, having our day zero party on October the 5th. If there's anybody, any IAG fans out there that would like to come to the day zero party, so named because it is day zero of G2E, the day before G2E, Sunday, October the 5th. From 6 p.m. till 8 p.m., incorporating the Global Gaming Women, 10 Women Rising in Gaming, which CDC Gaming supports. CDC Gaming, of course, being IAG's sister company in the US. Most of you will know that we merged with CDC on January 1 this year. So a little bit of US stuff for me for the next month or so, and then back to Manila and Macau. All right, well, let's have a look at the stories of the last week or so. Oscar, you want to bring up the first one? Yeah, I thought this was interesting. Melco launched private hospital as part of its 10-year non-gaming concession commitment. This has been tried before in Macau. Was probably ahead of its time when it was tried. Didn't really work out last time. Wasn't tried by Melco. It was another concessionaire. But interesting that Melco is doing this. Scroll down a little bit, Oscar. This is a quite interesting story. Nearly 1,000 views there, and they're going to be doing this hospital from 1st of October 2025, yeah, some fees there. I read they're going to have a diagnostic center and so forth in Macau. So this is part of this sort of big health plus tourism push that the government is doing, again, trying to diversify Macau to create more non-gaming offerings, and this is a new thing they can offer. So congrats to Melco for picking this one up and making a big commitment in doing this. All right, Oscar, let's look at the next one. I'm going to skip through these pretty quick. Yes, this story came out of the panels at SBC that I was on, as was Tonette from the Philippines. If you scroll down, she made some comments that she expected some consolidation in the iGaming industry or the remote gaming industry or online gaming industry, whatever you want to call it, in the Philippines. And she made some comments in that panel saying she regularly, yep, that's exactly the paragraph I'm looking at, Oscar. I regularly see the GGR list and maybe just 25 of those. I think it's 60-something licensees, 64, if that rings a bell. There it is. Yep, 2 paragraphs up. 64, and only 25 of those making any serious money. So there are companies that have got licenses over there for online gaming that are not really operational yet, so we can expect some consolidation, which always happens in new industries and new sectors, consolidation. So that will be interesting to see. The big operators there, of course, being DigiPlus, Casino Plus, and the IRs themselves. All right, next one, Oscar. Yeah, so MGM made some big announcements this week. MGM came out and announced a lot of changes in the US, which I think we might be covering as a later story. Not sure. But the main thing is naming here Steve Zanella as President and COO of Japan. Of course, it's been Ed Bowers heading up Japan for many, many years. I presume stays on as CEO. And actually, I haven't asked Ed. I'll see him at G2E. I'll ask him at as CEO and representative director of is it MGM Osaka or Osaka IRKK? I can't remember the exact name of the company, but basically MGM subsidiary in Japan. So progress is occurring, and I believe their team is quite large now. And look, that property's opening. They're still aiming for 2030, some 5 years away, but they are working away on it, and good luck to them. They're actually going to do very, very well there if they are indeed a monopoly. Of course, Japan famously went for issuing 3 licenses, but only ended up issuing 1. There is talk of them having a go at filling the other 2. Scroll down a bit, Oscar. There's a picture of Steve, and some mention of some of the other executives as well. Sean Lanny spent quite a bit of time at MGM in Macau as well as Vegas, expanding his current role as president and COO of the Cosmopolitan, now picking up Aria, Vidara, and Park MGM as well. I may well see Sean while I'm in Vegas. Next one. Let's go to the next story, Oscar. Macau continues to go from strength to strength and become a mass gaming market, which is exactly what the government wants it to be, rather than a VIP market. Record monthly high of 4.2 million in August. Wow, that's a big number. I mean, it is summer, but 4.2 million only. I mean, if that was every month, which of course it isn't, that's the record month, but that would be what, 48, fifth of 12 million. Last time I checked is 2.4 million. So yes, 50.4 million. That would be that's a run rate of 50.4 million. Now, of course, it's not going to be 50.4 million, but it is going to be well over 30 million. Scroll down a bit, Oscar, as the arrivals into Macau. Ben will have put the total number in here for the year to date somewhere, I'm sure. Chinese visitors cost large. Or did he? Maybe he didn't. It doesn't look like he did, actually. But, just had the breakup. But look, visitors to Macau is going to be well over 30 million, pushing 40 million. It may hit 40 million. So the visitation to Macau is now certainly back to 2019 levels and beyond. So Macau is doing very, very well. Of course, the spend per customer is a lot less without the VIP being as strong as it was, but that's okay. GGR is down from the 2019 levels and high watermark 2013 levels, but still very, very high and nearly back to 2019 levels. But no junket commissions to pay. So that's fantastic for the operators. Okay, let's move on, Oscar. Next story. So we've been reporting for a while that DigiPlus has been snooping around looking for a property to buy. Of course, their tax rate will go down if they get an IR. I think that's what this is mainly about. And Melco's made it clear that they're ready to sell their interest in City of Dreams Manila. Obviously, they're partners with Bell Corp on that I guess what you could roughly say is a 50-50 split. It's a bit more complicated than that, but that's close enough. And DigiPlus is interested in acquiring a land-based IR because that will reduce their tax rate. Scroll down a bit, Oscar. What do we got here? Anything? A couple of thousand people read this story. Yes, the asset light strategy that Lawrence has been going for, as is evidenced by what he did in Sri Lanka. And he wants to pay some debt down, I guess. So some of the debt during COVID, he wants to pay down. So let's see if DigiPlus does indeed end up. Oh, this is from Billion Arrow report. Yeah, Billion Arrow's an outlet we often quote from the Philippines, a source outlet there in the Philippines, which is sometimes reliable. But they do go early with stories. All right. Yeah, the last paragraph, they're talking about the challenges in the Philippines. Well, they're all going through that. Some are responding better than others with less visitation from China and South Korea. All right, Oscar, let's move on to the next one. Okay, yeah, so here's a story we did from the press conference that they did at SBC Summit, spruiking themselves, which is fine. They say there were 30,000 people there. I don't know if there were 30,000 people there, but they said 25,000 last year. They've got to go up, right? But there was a lot of people there. There's definitely tens of thousands of people there. There's no doubt about that. And 72,000 hotel room nights. And they're just basically spruiking how good it was for Lisbon, how good it was for the Portuguese economy. No doubt, so they can get an even better deal from the government. And good luck to them for doing so. Scroll down a bit, Oscar. Yeah, I mean there are problems in Lisbon, to be honest, with infrastructure. Not enough hotel rooms in Lisbon for SBC now. SBC's got a victim of its own success to a certain extent. Of course, they had to move. They were previously in Barcelona. They moved to Lisbon when ICE moved to Barcelona. So, yeah, they're in Lisbon for a while at least. So let's see how that goes. But it is very, very tough to get a hotel room in Lisbon during SBC. So it says there they'll be back next year, 29th of September to the 1st of October. So that's a bit later next year. That's probably better for us, given the IAG Expo, which will run next year from the 7th to the 9th of September 2026. All right, Oscar, next story. Yeah, this was an interesting one, came through this morning, my time, or maybe late last night, my time. Light and Wonders finally won this this long battle. 13 years goes fast, doesn't it? So I will remember in 2012, Gavin Isaacs actually was there, and the Macau Customs Service came and covered up. Well, it wasn't Light and Wonder, was it Scientific Games? I think it was Scientific Games at that point. Scientific Games stand, and a dispute ensued, I should say, between Light and Wonder or then Scientific Games, now Light and Wonder and LT Game, with LT Game claiming patent protection on electronic table game live dealer baccarat. Sorry, I should say live dealer baccarat, not ETG. And for the past 13 years, LT's been getting the benefit of that because no operator in Macau has been prepared to try Light and Wonder's product because that LT game has claimed that they have the monopoly on it because they have the patent, but the court has finally thrown that out. Just scroll down a bit, Oscar. So quite a big story from Macau. There's the Light and Wonder product. So in a ruling dated 30th of July this year, but only made public today, the judge found that J. Chun, Natural Noble, and LT Game, which sought patent rights over two of its ETG inventions, failed to satisfy the requirements of it being novel and innovative enough, basically. So scroll down. So this is about the ETG product, sorry, not the live dealer product. And there's a picture of a very young Andrew Scott talking to Gavin Isaacs at the stand. I well remember that. Scroll down a bit, Oscar. Yeah, I remember that. That's back in the WGM days, back in World Gaming Magazine. Before we had IAG, we didn't pick up IAG until 2015. And there's Jay Chun being interviewed about it all. It was all very dramatic at the time. But anyway, that will change the landscape of ETG Baccarat in Macau. Now, Light and Wonder will be looking to sell in Macau, and hopefully some of the operators will pick up that product because competition is always good, and we think that should happen. There should be a competitive environment. Anyway, let's move on, Oscar. Congratulations to Ken Jolly and Light and Wonder and all the team there. And right now, yes, Super Typhoon coming through Macau at the moment. Even though I'm over here in Boston at the moment, I've been getting all the messages. Everybody's battening down the hatches for this Super Typhoon. So thanks to Oscar for rushing into the office. I guess we're at now. What are we? I guess we're at T3 at the moment. Are we, Oscar? Maybe you can send a message or zoom in to let me know what you're better off to commentate on what the typhoon situation is there right this second than I am. But I believe we will be having a T8. He's just T3. Yep, T3 at the moment. What time are we going to T8? Have they announced what time yet, Oscar? I'm waiting for him to put up a message. He's probably typing as we speak. 5 p.m. Right. So 10 a.m. here at the moment. And I believe they're going to close all the casinos 2 hours before. So that would be 3 p.m. So that would be 5 hours from now. Scroll down a bit, Oscar. Yeah, so all of the concessionaires there, that picture had the 6 concessionaires meeting with the DICJ. I mean, Macau really reacts to these T8s now, and who knows, this could be a big one. I think they overreact a lot these days because of what's happened in the past. But one of these days, we're going to get a big one as well. So, you've got to be careful. And they're expecting that to come through this afternoon. Landfall, according to Typhoon Signal, was expected to be issued between 4 and 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Okay, we now know that's 5 p.m. So the casinos will probably close at 3 p.m. And there's a high probability of a number 9, so it is a decent typhoon being issued in the early hours of Wednesday morning. Yeah, so batten down the hatches, everyone, in Macau and Hong Kong too. All right, Oscar, let's move on to the next one. Yes, the whole Thai thing has collapsed now with the departure of Paetongtarn Shinawatra as Prime Minister. The new Prime Minister of Thailand has said he's definitely not going to do it. So the whole thing gets shelved for a while. That's Thailand's loss. Thailand Senate to review and oppose the EC bill today. Scroll down a bit, Oscar. What have we said about it? Haven't even read this story yet. It just came out. According to the Bangkok Post, Senate Speaker confirmed session would proceed. And they removed the bill from the agenda in July. And the special Senate, there you go, the nation saying the special Senate panel's report. I wonder if that's the one that I spoke to. Fully opposed now. Well, of course they are, given the current situation. Interestingly, some of the people that opposed it were actually supported it earlier. So this is what happens when legalizing gaming becomes a political football, which it is in Thailand. It's not really about the gaming at all, whether it's a good or a bad thing. It's purely a political football. If your side supports it, you support it. If your side doesn't, you don't. And there's a lot of political machinations in the Philippines. It also deems casinos incompatible with Thailand's moral values. Well, that's not what they were saying before, and warns that legal casinos could harm its standing on the international stage. It's amazing how they flip-flop. Hasn't seemed to do any problems for Singapore. Seems to have done quite well for Singapore. Anyway, that's the end of that for a while. I'm fully convinced that there will be integrated resorts in Thailand one day. It will just require, that's the thing, the government changes so quickly in Singapore. So this Prime Minister could be gone in a year. We could have another one. Who knows? All right, any more, Oscar? I think that might be the last one. Oh, of course. This came out this morning over here. Yes, the 10 Women Rising. So this is an annual thing that CDC Gaming does in Las Vegas. Quite a good initiative, quite like it. It was quite interesting to read through. I read through the profiles of all the 10 women here earlier today here in Boston time. quite interesting to see their contributions. Yes, so CDC's been doing this for about 4 years now, and the Day Zero party will double up as honouring these winners, and they'll be receiving recognition. These 10 honorees will be recognised on the 5th of October at the Day Zero party, which is being held in conjunction with Global Gaming Women. We've announced that that's going to be at Resorts World Las Vegas at the Alley Lounge. Great property, Resorts World Las Vegas, and supporting us in this endeavour, which we're very grateful for. I'll just scroll down a bit. Oscar, sorry, I got Ben on the brain. Just scroll down to the bottom, you can see all the names. So congratulations to Crystal Jones, Adriana Kasunich, Diani Marvel, Lana Rivera, Michelle Schenk from IGT, Jennifer Shatley, Brooke Thomas, Sierra Weyer, Julia Wagant, Ashley Unga. So congratulations to all 10 of those ladies. I think most, if not all of them, will be at the Day Zero party on October 5, Sunday, October 5 in Las Vegas. And we'll be able to congratulate them in person as well as enjoy the one and only event the CDC runs at the moment. That will expand as time goes on. And you can see there a quote from CDC publisher Corey Roberts, who will be there, as will I, as will Ben, as will Jason. And if you scroll up, you'll see a quote there from probably from Pamela, I imagine, Pamela Buckley. There we go. Global Gaming Women's EVP, Pamela Buckley. Class of 25 showcases diverse and dynamic landscape of women who've shaped the gaming industry, continue to pave the way for future generations of female trailblazers. Of course, our industry very, very male dominated, so it's great to see women in senior roles and doing well in the industry. So, and setting the path for women to come through in the future. A lot of women work at IAG. I think it's great to see lots of women in our industry making a contribution. So that's a great initiative that GGW has been doing for quite a few years now and will continue to do. So the Sunday night before G2E in Las Vegas each year, we'll be running this event and looking forward to it. Okay, I think that really is the end of it now, Oscar. Let's see. Yes, it seems it is. So look, thanks everyone for listening and to this sort of replacement live streaming show, replacing the one that we should have done last Friday. Try and do one on Fridays. Well, let's work out what time will that be. So normally it's 10 a.m., so it'll be 10 p.m. Oh, it'll be 7 p.m. That's quite civilized. It'll be 7 p.m. in Las Vegas. So the next one will be 10 a.m. Macau time on Friday. In the meantime, if you're in Macau or Hong Kong, stay safe while the typhoon comes through. Batten down the hatches. Don't put sticky tape or masking tape on the windows. That's a fallacy. It actually makes them more dangerous, not safer. Google it. But get home early, stay home. And if it does get really dangerous, get to the bathroom. That's the safest room in the house. Close all the windows, all of that stuff. You know what to do. So hope to see you on Friday. And from Encore Boston Harbour, a Wynn property, heading to Las Vegas tomorrow. And so on Friday, I'll see you from Las Vegas, from Boston. And by the way, I should just speak a little bit about this property just before I go. Great little property. I had never been to Encore Boston Harbour before. It is the only Wynn property in the world I hadn't been to. So I've got the full set now. So you've got Wynn Las Vegas, Wynn Macau, Wynn Palace in Cotai, also in Macau. Wynn Mayfair now, the former Aspinalls, which I haven't been to since it's become Wynn Mayfair, but I have visited it as Aspinalls. Wynn Al Marjan Island, which opens in 2027. And I have visited that property and been on site on that property as it's been constructed. And now Encore Boston Harbour. So that's the full set of Wynn properties throughout the world. Had lunch with the president here, the COO and president, maybe just property president, Jenny Holiday, lovely lady. Had lunch with her today. And We had lots of mutual friends, as this industry tends to do, and had a tour of the property today. Great little property. Good solid gaming floor. About 150 tables. I think 2,800. I stand to be corrected. Slot machines. I think 600 and something keys in the hotel. They got me staying in a very nice suite here. That's very nice of them. As you can see, a few goodies that they gave me. Yeah, great property, and some challenges around location. There's a space across the road for phase 2, which I believe has been put on pause. They could have a bit more space for footprint. I'm sure they'll develop that at some point, but that's been put on pause for now. But look, great slot product. Lots of modern slot products, or lots of aristocrat product while I was walking around. They've got a water shuttle over to Boston City itself. You can get a water shuttle backwards and forwards from the property, which technically is in Everett, not Boston, just over the border, the city limits border, I think, between Everett and Boston. But it's quite close to Boston. Logan Airport, I came in last night. I came in on Saturday night. The ride from Logan Airport to the casino was about 15 minutes, I would say. Quite pleasant ride. Yeah, so great little property. So if you're ever in this part of the world, you could do a lot worse than spend a day or a night or two at Encore Boston Harbour. Go check it out. I think they've got about maybe 10 F&B outlets. They've got a spa here. Very, very nice. Yeah, very pleasant. So anyway, that's a little bit of a report on Encore Boston Harbour. And now I will say goodbye. Stay safe. Hopefully everybody is okay through the typhoon, and see you again Friday, 10 a.m. Macau time. Bye for now.